What's up everybody, it's David here with Tough Guys TV, and on this episode we're going to be testing out these shoes by Indestructible. Now hopefully, as you can see here, we had a ton of fun testing these out and pushing the limits of what these shoes claim that they can deliver for you. I hope you stay tuned for the entire video. We're going to start by unboxing it, and then we're going to start testing it, and eventually we're going to end up with something left over that is probably not what they expected. I appreciate your support. Thanks for coming back to the channel. I hope you enjoy this video. All right, we have got the Ryder by Indestructible Shoes here. Let's take a look at the tag. Quick overview of the box for you guys. Pretty simple box, nothing fancy here. They've got them wrapped. Not sure we need to take any precautions since they're indestructible. There is this little thing inside that says jasmine. I don't know if that's some kind of scent. Obviously these are made in China. All right, this is the green color for the Ryder model. Now these things have a steel toe that's inside. They call it a European steel toe. And I believe they used to be specifically advertised to have Kevlar down inside the bottom here, but now it's listed as military grade material, so take that for what you want. But that is underneath this coating that's on the bottom, and it's in there to prevent nails from poking through into your footsies. This in particular model has the no-tie laces, and they are advertised as extra cushioned, so we'll see if that's the case. It does look like they come with a cushion inside. I don't know, seems pretty decent for a exercise shoe, maybe like a workout shoe, something like that. And then down inside, that is the military material, which I believe is Kevlar or some sort of Kevlar off-brand. Now it also says that these things weigh less than 1 pound, so I'm gonna take their word for that. It is extremely light in my hand. And as far as flexibility goes, I figure if I can roll a shoe up into a ball, that's pretty cool on the flexibility side of things. Now this material is like a woven sort of knitted material. As far as like durability, I have no doubt that it's going to be super durable and hard for me to mess it up, but just overall appearance wise, you're going to get stuff in this like immediately, and I guess you could just scrub it out, but not a super fan. I like this material. It seems a lot more smooth. I like that. This feels stretchy. There's a nice thick pad in this part here to be right underneath your ankle, which I like that as well. It's got a little loop on the back, I guess to help you pull it off and on, but I don't know like whose finger is gonna fit inside of this. These pieces here are like a really thick rubber. This one sort of feels similar, so they just kind of continued this around the back where you'd be maybe putting your other shoe to, you know, take them off. You can see some of the stitching there. Again, I don't know how well some of this is gonna hold up, but we're gonna put it through its paces and see what these things can take. All right, as we dig into the durability testing of these things, I wanted to try to simulate just normal wear as much as I could. First of all, I wore these for about a week and a half every day as my normal daily driver shoe, you could say. And there's no real wear and tear that I can notice other than a couple of really minor things. For a quick comparison, these are my Carhartt boots. I've had these things for about 6 months or so. The point I'm trying to show is durability wise in a boot, I'm looking for some of the same things that this claims to have, like the steel toe being super durable and not getting damaged easily. This is what a lot of my shoes look like. So before I get into using like tools or things like that to kind of accelerate damage, I want to kind of just scuff these and see what would happen if you just bumped into normal everyday things, like maybe you skid on some concrete or something that's wood rubs up against the side of it. I want to see what this does just in a normal scenario. Okay, so like say you just bump into a piece of furniture. This is just a piece of 2x4. This is nothing crazy, but well, it's a weird looking ankle. All right, enough of that. So something just rubbed into you. I don't think this is gonna do much, you know, digging in that corner right there. Seems to hold up pretty well to that. Let's try on this rubber. Again, I didn't think it would do much, but you know, any shoe with decent enough build quality is gonna keep that from happening. All right, next up I have a piece of concrete. It's on the smooth side, by the way. A little bit of scuffing there on that fabric material on the smooth side of the concrete. And I'm trying to get it specifically on this little ridge from the steel toe section, because that's where, like on a lot of my boots, the leather tends to wear out right there as the material transitions. And this rubber material stuff, it's holding up well. So it's about as hard as I could hit that on the side of the shoe. I mean, it seems pretty okay to me. I mean, as far as general, you know, that's pretty worn. Let's try that one more time there. I see nothing other than surface scarring. All right, so we've got an old rock chisel, old rock hammer as well. I mean, in order for me to get it to show a mark, I mean, I am really hitting this with a ton of force. As hard as I can hitting it. It's a little bit discolored by the rust on this thing. It's not puncturing through or giving any real damage. So again, in a normal everyday scenario, I think it holds up okay. So these are some construction scissors by Crescent. Okay, I finally got that to cut through, and it looks like there is a layer underneath. Just the amount of time I'm just basically scratching through this here. Again, I think it held up, I mean, compared to any other shoe on the market. I'm sure anything without this sort of thick outside layer wouldn't hold up as well. Surprised it's just the shoestring. Now they did have this little device for you to tighten them, which is pretty cool. If you want a quick tighten, I guess I should have showed that off. Now this material here is the part that's like the tongue or underneath, and it kind of wraps underneath this rubber material. So as far as being durable, that's the rough side of the concrete. And it looks like it has another layer, whatever this material here is, glued to the underside of that. So that rubs pretty well. I have some sanding blocks from Diablo. Just go with the 36 and see how much damage this would do. There is on the fabric with 36 grit. And let's try on this rubber material on the edge. And it looks like it's holding up pretty well. Again, all that color came off of the eyelets. And there's on that back material. It's a little bit scuffed up, but when I wipe it away, I mean, it feels totally fine. I've got this little detail sander by Skill. And it's really just doing the same thing. It's just kind of fuzzing up this finish and giving it kind of a fuzz appearance. But other than cutting it, there wasn't really anything I could do to get through this that's reasonable. And to try a razor knife as well, same sort of thing. I'm gonna keep my fingers out of the way. And the razor cuts right through. They're not advertising that a razor can't cut it. If you were trying to cut your own foot with a razor, well then shame on you. Let's try fire. With a normal lighter, it's not really doing much of anything, honestly. So if you held a lighter to your foot for that amount of time, first of all, your pinky toe, it's gone, completely gone. And secondly, why are you holding a lighter to your foot? I mean, I guess you could be accidentally standing in front of the fire. It took quite a while to burn through there. Hopefully you would notice that your foot was on fire. Now this material here seems to sort of want to ignite on its, after it's there, but it goes out pretty quick. I know they advertise that they're flame resistant. I don't really know what you call that. But I guess again, if you're standing directly on fire, then you're probably having a pretty bad day. All right, so first up, I'm just gonna do a rubber mallet. Obviously this shouldn't do anything. It's about as hard as I'm gonna ever hit something with a rubber mallet, and nothing is damaged there. Let's try just like a little pry bar. It didn't do anything. Holding up okay. Not gonna do it. Shape still feels perfect, no dents yet. All right, so the boy wants to try a hammer. It's a 20 ounce by Cobalt, just a regular old Lowe's hammer. All right, that's two pretty good smacks there. Now hit it with the claw. All right.
It broke off on the side.
Well, it broke some of this material here, but the material broke, but this is just rubber liner. This is not anything, that's not the steel toe. Oh, that's something. I don't know what that is. All right, now this is a framing hammer. It's got a little bit more teeth, do a little bit more damage just to the front. Hammer. So that was with the claw directly onto the side of that. I mean, your foot would definitely be sore, but I don't think it would have punctured through into anything. This fabric, now we may be starting to get a little bit of a flattened top there. For this, we have an adjustable wrench. Again, we are just tearing up this material here. Toe feels good. Baby sledge, the boy's gonna do this one. Just bounces off of there. All right, give it a smack. Well, wait, I guess it wouldn't be fair to do this without the axe first. So this little wood axe. That hit cut all the way through the inside of the pad, and I hit over here on one of the sides. Didn't do much of anything. And I'm gonna smack that steel toe one more time. All right, let's cut this open.
Look at the back.
There is the steel toe, and you can see the damage we were inflicting. It does look like we were denting it a tiny bit, but I mean, your whole foot still has tons of room in there. Well, I guess with that axe, when we took the shot on the backside, it actually did cut through all the stuff. So I guess they don't hold up very well to an axe slice. All right, and for this one, I have a 10-pound sledgehammer. Now it slipped away on that last hit and the piece actually came out. But look at that, it is holding its shape. I feel like I kind of left the fire at a low point. So let's try this. So again, this product here, this flame goes out right away, and that's pretty impressive. So if your foot was burning, and that's a good flame, it just goes out almost immediately. The same with this product here. I mean, if I was putting fuel on it, on your shoe, that's not a good thing. Looks like we finally got a little bit of that liquidy material to catch. I'm gonna try to get inside there. Now that did not go out as fast.
Dad, bring it outside.
So the fire retardant part doesn't work too well. If the fire starts inside the shoe, you're not really in good shape. That's not a campfire. That is one of our shoes. Now, if you've seen any of the ads for Indestructible Shoes, you've probably seen them do something with nails. First, we've got kind of the bed of nails, and these are 3-inch framing nails. And these are shot out of a framing nail gun. These are smooth shank, they're not ring shanks, not that that really matters in this case. Now on top of the bed of nails, we've got one here that has just 2 nails in it, and then we've got the single nail. And to me, this is what you're gonna encounter on a job site, is a single nail. You're not gonna encounter this unless the guys working on your framing crew are just psychopaths. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hit it. Okay. We don't have the greatest light here in the shop, but as far as I can tell, the nail didn't puncture through. Now I can feel the nails inside the heel section here, and you can see there's no nails puncturing through that Kevlar plate. Now I want to try the same thing with these 2 nails and see if I can get these to just go all the way through. Nothing on that one. And I'm hitting it hard enough to knock the nails over. So if you can tell that I'm actually putting some weight behind it. Now this one is important to me because I feel like, again, this is the most likely thing you're going to encounter at the job site. All right, it's in there pretty good. Let's see, nothing. I'm gonna show, you guys can see that nail right there. So I'm pressing as hard as I can, and that does not want to go all the way through. You can see here actually broke the piece of wood in the process here. That is pretty convincing to me. Now let's see if we can get it to go through the bed of nails. So I've got a 30-pound kettlebell, and I'm gonna trap the shoe in between here, and I'm gonna drop this on it. Oh, and that did it. All right, we picked it up here and put it on the workstation. Now I held this from about waist height and dropped it. And if you look inside, all of those nails punctured through. So this lends a little bit to the reason why I'm not gonna put the shoe on my foot and then jump on a bunch of nails. Probably why none of the other creators that are making videos are doing that either, because there are limits to any of this stuff. Put enough weight, and that was only 30 pounds. So you can imagine somebody my size, 200 pounds, jumping and landing on this, or just imagine I was walking around the job site and I step on a single nail. I have a hard time believing that a nail would not puncture this and go into my foot. Well, now we know that a nail can go through this, so we might as well see if you happen to be trying to play a prank and maybe shoot a nail through someone's foot, would it go through? I'm just gonna go ahead and say yes. And obviously the nail went right through. And there it is through the Kevlar as well. Shoe's still intact, of course, you know, but obviously if your foot had been in there, you'd be having a bad day. All right, the sun is going down, so I'm having to squint, but we've got the truck out here and we're gonna try to run this thing over and see how it holds up to that. I don't really see any issues or damage. It feels completely normal, nothing. having run this thing over 3 times, the last time there I was going about 45. So I think that, you know, if you're planning on running your foot over with your truck a few times, your foot might be okay. I don't know about this part, but your toes would certainly survive. Use a razor knife to cut through the rest of the way. And I wanted to see the layers that were actually inside of this. And this rubber material, rooster brake, this rubber material that's on the bottom isn't too thick. I'd say about 1/4 of an inch. And then you've got the Kevlar weave, and that's actually a lot thicker than I thought it would be. And it goes all the way down through the bottom heel of the shoe, all the way through the toe. And here's that toe section. And here's the part that is underneath the steel toe. So it's kind of like a liner, just obviously so that your toes aren't rubbing into the bottom of the metal. And then here is that Kevlar material layered in there. It looks like you'd be able to pull it apart, like the layers, but it's just one solid piece, like the way it's fused together. All right, that does it for this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and it'll help you make a decision on whether or not you want to invest in a pair of indestructible shoes. Now for me, I do like that they're small and like an athletic shoe, and I think that they are more durable than a standard like Nike or something like that. Not to just single out Nike, I'm just kind of, that's the name that comes to mind when I'm thinking athletic shoes. It does compare more to like a work boot to me, especially with the steel toe, obviously. But I don't personally think I would trust it stepping on a nail, just like I don't trust any of my work boots stepping on a nail. I try to stay aware of my surroundings and not step on nails. So again, thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you out. And if you want to see more, come back here to the YouTube channel. I appreciate all the support. See you guys in the next video.